フルカウンター
Netmarble are running out of 76 characters to release to Grand Cross. Recently, I was watching a Mirili video. By the way, make sure to watch it. It's a special treat towards the end. And he was talking about in the video that the reason why we're getting a lot of OC characters this year, or, you know, non-76 characters, is because the basically run out characters. They're trying to fill in the gap between getting actual 76 characters because we're heading towards the end of the series and there aren't that many characters left. I saw a few comments recently, especially when I uploaded this video a month ago, which aged like fine wine, basically, where people said that there's not much characters left in the story mode, which arguably so if we're going based off what we're actually about to get, and also as well that most of us should be expecting more OC characters this year, because apparently Netmarble at the start of the year said that they're going to be focusing more on OC characters and more OC stuff during this year than any other year before. But is that actually true? Let's break it down. Alright, so here are the dev notes, at least the video of a portion of it, right? And we're going to play it, this is what he basically says. So we're preparing Ragnarok, which, you know, finally returned after like 7 months, and we haven't got a chapter in 4 months, so stick right there. But yeah, we are planning to release a longer way to Ragnarok storyline, which we've done, which haven't released again, and then more tales of the 70 attachments, which we've gotten as well, which will expand the universe and introduce new characters and heroes and content, which once again is fine, right? But once again, no point do they say that we're going to be getting more OC characters than actual sins here, and stories that weren't in the anime. Now that could be referring towards a bunch of the one-shots that we've gotten, like obviously the backstory between obviously Jenna and Zaneri, and also the actual Grudge of Edinburgh, like the prequel to the vampires, basically. That's once again was leaked to be coming a while ago, so that's what it could be coming this year. And I think with the release of Geldo, we'll probably actually kickstart that as well. And then they get towards the iconic pre-launch mindset, which I will add, by the way. I'm hoping they thought about the pre-launch mindset on January when the actual video came out, which means from January to now they were actually in the pre-launch mindset, which means they're making content. I'm hoping that starts to come out actually after the anniversary. So that's what I'm saying. The anniversary needs to be massive, it needs to be big, and I think if they went back to the pre-launch mindset at January rather than before the year, which explains why we haven't got much content, I guess going forth now will be actually big for Grand Cross. Fingers crossed here, fingers crossed. But also there were the dev notes as well that they released February, kind of explaining a bit as well. And once again, at no point do they say that we're going to be getting more actual OC characters and we're going to focus more on OC this year. Yes, we're going to get more OC content, but it doesn't mean we're going to focus mainly on OC characters, right? But let's move on to the big one. Is Grand Cross running out of characters to bring? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, no. I mean, let's be honest, boys. How is a gacha game running out of characters? Look at BBS. I mean, I don't play the game. Granted, it may look like I do, but I actually don't play the game. And to my knowledge, that game is not running out of characters and content. I mean, the only character I care about in Bleach is Candice, and I think she's only got one character. So they have a ton of content to go through. I mean, once again, I'm pretty sure the BBS, or at least the actual Bleach universe, is bigger than 70 Sins. But once again, Dokkan as well, they've been going for like 8 years now, just ton of characters. They repeat characters, and that's what you do in gacha games. You repeat characters. It's as simple as that. But it's not even like we've gotten to the point now where we need to start repeating characters, because we still have a ton of characters we haven't even gotten in the game, a ton of transformations, and also a ton of second and third colors we still need to get for the game. Because bear in mind, the Grand Cross works like this: when we get one character, we always get one of each color, and you can even add light and dark. Granted, the festival, so I doubt we're gonna get that for every character, but like Deviary's gotten her 3 colors. Does that mean she's done? No, because she still transforms. We can still even just get a Deviary just with wings, and boom, that is a new design character. I mean, they don't even need to change the wings, they can just add all around them, and boom, you got a new character. There's no excuse to say that we are running out of characters. So what I'm gonna do now is go through a list of characters we haven't even seen in Grand Cross, because I know not everyone out there is a big 76 fan, and even me as myself, I forget these characters even exist because they were in very early seasons, like season 1. So these are all the characters that haven't been released in Grand Cross, and most of them even have models and actual animations in game. So let's just break it down. Oslo, Bartra, Margaret, Naja, Veronica, Golfadale, Goddess Denzel, Kath, Donnie, Rajin, Perona, Grey Road, Akana, Kalmadas, Zenon, Demon Gopher, Otara, Indra Rebellion, Daga, Derochi, Gala, Pum, Indura Monspeed, Indura Derier, Goddess Jenna, Goddess Neri, Neobasta, Fima Sario, Solad, Zoroa, Dahlia, Dubs, Dolores, Dumbalas, Zavago, Gelda and the whole Vampire Squad, Concrete Gallant, Skinny Escanor, Rui, and also wow, those are just characters that I could think of that aren't actually in the game. Once again, most of them, if not all of them, having actual animations and actual models in Grand Cross, and a few of them as well having actual ultimate animations and even skill effects that you can see in game right now that could easily be released as a playable character. And that's not even to mention that actual, you know, transforming character. We haven't even gotten Berserk Melee, we haven't even gotten the Yakuza Armor King, we haven't even gotten Ten Commandment Gopher, we haven't even gotten Ice Jericho, basically. I mean, we kind of did, but not really. She deserves her only character, only stats, basically. We still need to get get her. And in the many Escanors and his different outfits, like the purple jacket one, the one where he fought Assault in the videos, there's a ton of characters we still need to get in the game. So the idea that we're running out of characters is just ridiculous. It just generally is. Quickly right now, what I want to do is quickly do a little breakdown of a character that generally has almost no screen time. And that is Naja. That is Gopher's obviously lover, right? And out of all the characters I just named, if she can get a character, then there's no excuses for the other ones. And she can easily get a character. Now, granted, she doesn't do much. And to be fair, I don't think her as a character can probably be a standalone character. But there's a definite way to get into the game. And that is with Meldor. Meldor is the fictional character she reads in the book. And Gopher actually cosplays as him. And they can definitely do a duel unit here. You can definitely imagine Meldor or Gopher as like a knight protecting her since she's obviously fragile. And you can definitely have like an ultimate move where Naja is riding on the horse of Gopher. And Gopher does one massive attack like how Arthur does in the ultimate as well. Once again, if she can be a character in game, then I mean so can anyone else. There's enough material for almost anyone in the game, and if they're not really a DPS, then make them support. Give them a shout, give them a little heart, and boom, you buff up the team. And granted, we can't get that many seasonals because obviously, you know, seasonal events don't always happen. Give Neja an actual seasonal character. Make her do stuff that's not really canon towards 70 Sins, rather than giving it towards King, who has a ton of content to go off. Now, you can definitely make an argument that Netmarble, since they skipped a lot of these characters, don't really care about them because they're not really relevant, like Zavago, Bond's basically stepdad. No one generally cares about him, so you can make a point, is he relevant enough to actually release in the game? And many characters on this list that are named, like obviously Naja was someone who was obviously Bartra's sister, Gopher's lover. She's not really a fighter, so how can you make her a playable character in game? I generally don't think that matters. Because if they're not really a fighter, then make them a support character. I mean, look at Elizabeth. She obviously heals. This is obviously before she gets her powers. So she is basically as useless as obviously Bartra, right? And then they gave her this thing, which is her tripping over with the place because she's obviously in a Boat Tavern one. So Bartra, once again, he can even get some cool abilities. He can see the future. Maybe like a rewind ability. There's so much stuff they can do with these characters. There's no excuse. Hell, I even think Veronica could be a way to introduce the Expel feature again. If you remember what happens in Season 1, she traps Medios in that actual little necklace, basically, which would be a perfect way to do Expel. I mean, I can see her coming out with it. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. It's easy money. And like I said, you can make an argument that these characters aren't really relevant, but then we're getting Maeve. You know? I mean, granted, it's a free banner, so it's alright, but like, you know. But yeah, boys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know what you think. Is Grand Cross run out characters? Why haven't we gone all these characters from the past? You could say that is because we passed it, so Netmarble was only doing characters from the recent story mode. But then we got Trent and Melly, who came out way after he got revealed in the actual story mode. Honestly, I genuinely thought they were saving all these characters that they skipped for now. Because when we do get towards the end of the story, and we're getting there, to be fair, we're actually there now. There aren't that many new characters, which makes sense, right? But that's why they skipped all those characters. So we can start getting all these characters now because this is the time to release them. Especially at the start of, obviously, you know, last year and the year before, there was a ton of characters introduced, a lot of demons, a lot of goddesses. So it made sense that they were busy, and that's why we got so many actual Sins characters last year and the year prior. But right now is the time because we're not getting that many new characters in story mode other than a few actual forms and, you know, a few Sin stuff that don't deserve to be standard SSRs. They deserve to be festivals and grand festivals. So it makes sense why we haven't got that many of those. But yeah, like I said, there's a ton of characters we should be getting right now. And once again, I'm hoping after the anniversary, they actually go back towards the pre-launch mindset and start giving out these new characters again and start seeing more representation of new characters in the game. We don't want to see another Elizabeth. We don't want to see another King. We want Nerabasta, Jen and Zeneri, more different goddesses we haven't seen. And once again, I didn't even name that many characters, and going forward, especially for nights, there are a ton of new characters, a ton of returning characters too. There's a lot they can do. So is Grand Cross run their characters? No, they're not. So I don't know where that's coming from. So boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.